Welcome to this week's episode of the Ramblin' Runnels podcast, hosted by Jesse Runnels. This week, I'm also joined with my wife, Jillian Winters. Say hello, Jillian.
Hello.
And this week, I didn't necessarily plan very well for this episode. I haven't researched any current events or any of that sort of things, but I think this week me and my wife will just talk about what's going on in our lives. Mm-hmm. Maybe mention a life story or two. Maybe ask Jill about some childhood story or something.
Gosh. And
then I say some childhood story. And we just kind of go back and forth about that.
Wow, it sounds so natural and conversational.
Well, it's funny. It's usually these things are funny. Like the BB thing went pretty good. Well, I think people were laughing about that, so I'm not really ashamed of that.
Okay, you do you.
Anyways, we wanted to talk about for the last, how long has it been? 8 months.
December, so 10, not including a few weeks when we didn't have him for my surgery, so probably about 9 altogether.
Yeah, so we had... So...
Wait, okay.
So
I did my math wrong.
So we were fostering this blind dog, Asher. He's like a Pomeranian mix. For about 9 months.
What did you call him? The Godzilla of Pomeranians?
Oh, yeah.
He's just so huge.
Oh, yeah. He's like... If there was like 20 Pomeranians in a room, like, you know, the little tiny 5-pound dogs, it's awful. It's like double bad because he's also blind, so if he's doing the damage of, you know, like taking out all these Pomeranians all at once, he's doing it blindly, so there's no real like prejudice or anything. So
no rhyme or reason to his terror, his reign of terror.
Yeah, so it's you know who's ever in his way, you know. Plus he doesn't know what he's doing.
We do want to clarify: Asher would never hurt anyone. It's just the Godzilla references because of his size compared to normal Pomeranians.
Yeah, he's like a good, probably in length, I would say about 3 feet.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
Yeah. And 25 pounds.
Yeah, he's 25 pounds.
He's like corgi sized, maybe.
Yeah. I also like
maybe bigger.
Yeah, I also like
he's taller.
Yeah, he's a little taller. And I'd also like to think like maybe he came from the woods. Like he's a creature from the woods.
He's definitely some kind of mythical fox raccoon creature.
Yeah, like we got him groomed one time with the fox.
The fox cut.
The fox cut, and yeah, it's like, was this a fox? Like, what you?
Yeah.
You brought home the right dog.
I didn't think it was Asher when they brought him out. I was like, okay, so where's my dog?
Yeah.
Why are you giving me a brown fox?
Yeah.
That's not what I ordered. Thank you. Actually, I asked him to look like a. What are those fire dogs in the Pokemon? Not the Arcanine, the little one. Growlithe.
Growlithe?
I wanted him to look like a Growlithe. And she's like, well, we can do the fox cut. That's kind of close. Yeah. It wasn't, no. Fox cut is not Growlithe cut. She had never seen Pokemon in her life.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still super cute, but it was not a Growlithe. Asher could easily be a Growlithe.
Yeah, so, how about you tell him, like, so somebody's going to adopt him, and you tell the story.
Asher's moving to Ohio. He's going to be in the snow, and his mama will have a new big yard, or his new mom will have a big yard. I don't know if the yard's new or not. And he'll also have 3 Pomeranian siblings, 2 of which are really old and apparently don't do a lot, and then 1 is like super playful and hyper. So Asher tries to play with us, so it could be nice to see if this other dog can get Asher to play.
Yeah. So maybe it'll be good that he's around other dogs, and then we have a small, tiny yard, so it's not really conducive for him.
Yeah, and our walking isn't the best exercise.
Yeah.
I mean, we try, but it's just, it's better just to have him free in the yard. Also, I'm fairly certain Asher's allergic to cats. He has to get a Zyrtec every day, and recently he's been needing more Benadryls.
Yeah, because we started fostering another cat, so maybe that's it.
Yeah, and I mean, cats everywhere, so.
Yeah. So,
we're gonna be really sad.
Uh-huh.
But we're also excited for him.
Yeah. So, so did you say he's going to Ohio?
Yeah.
And then, so the organization that we're fostering him through here in town, a volunteer is going to drive him halfway to Nashville.
No, drive him to Nashville.
Yeah, oh yeah, my bad. Halfway to Ohio, which I guess you could say is Nashville.
It's like 2/3 of the way.
Right. So,
and then he'll meet his new mama, so he leaves this Thursday to spend the night with his original foster, the leader of the organization, and then Friday drives up to meet his mom.
Yeah. And if anyone didn't know, my bachelor party was in Nashville, and it was a great time.
I've also been on a few, or I guess just one bachelorette in Nashville. It felt like 10 bachelorettes in one, though.
Oh, yeah, because there's like 1,000 of them happening there in any given night.
That's like the place to go for the Midwest.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of like a hub location-wise. Oh, jeez. So, I guess the story about Asher is ran its steam here on the podcast.
Asher will never run out of steam.
Well, I mean, the conversation about him.
Yeah, because I'll probably start crying if we talk anymore. Also, Diana, our foster cat, is getting us to pet her while we do this, so it's very distracting.
Well, yeah, and Jill has focus problems.
Hey, I can't. It's a beautiful cat trying to get me to pet her. What, am I going to ignore her?
Well, I'm just saying that it's something you struggle with.
Anyways.
So, do you have any funny childhood stories, Jill? If you can't think of one, I know of one that I remember you telling me.
I don't like the look on your face.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know I had to share childhood stories.
If you don't want to, or it's any story in life that's humorous.
What one are you thinking of?
About you?
Yeah.
I think you said one time you're at your grandparents' or something, and you got the keys of your parents' car.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, obviously, little baby Jill, I was what, like, I don't know, I was like 5, 6, 7. I was young. And obviously I have, I guess this should have been a sign that I was ADD back then, not just my focus problems. But I would get super impatient whenever my parents would take too long talking. Like, this is not part of the story, but my dad used to let me sit in his lap and drive down the driveway. It's like a quarter mile. And I always really liked it. And he was talking to my Uncle Phil one time, who lived next door. And I was old enough to remember, so I must have been, but young enough to sit in my dad's lap. So, I don't know, 4 or 5, something like that. And I just decided that was enough, and I just reached down and stomped on my dad's foot on the gas pedal, and we just lurched forward. Conversation over. Time to go home. But anyways, the story was my parents were at my grandparents', and it was like there was like a long driveway that starts at the top of a hill. You go down the hill and then back up to another hill, and the house is on the top of a hill. Well, I was bored, so I was practicing driving because I also really love to drive things, obviously. And I was going through all the steps, okay, first you shut the door, put on your seatbelt, then you turn the keys. I didn't have the keys, so I couldn't actually drive it, which is probably smart on my parents' behalf. And went through the motions and like, okay, well, you switch it out of park to reverse, and then you turn the wheel, and I'm playing there pretending like I'm backing up, and I realize the car is actually backing up because I was able to move it out of park and put it in. The car was off, so I guess it just went into neutral. And I tried to stop it, but obviously I'm like 5, so I don't know how to stop a car. Don't think to throw it back in park or whatever. I don't even know what I'd do right now. And then I just bailed. I just opened the door and jumped out. And the car just careened down the valley, just slowly going down, gaining speed until it back first, like dead center of the trunk, right into a tree. And so my parents, it was a gold Lincoln, and my parents had to went to the junkyard and got a new trunk for the Lincoln, so we had to drive around with a car with a different colored trunk, all because of me.
He just bailed out of the car like it was Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I wasn't going down. Heck no. I have a very strong survival instinct. You know, when I sacrificed you to the roach so I could survive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some stories that I have. Here's one. When I was about 17, just before I was about to go into boot camp for the Navy, I used to get like remote controlled airplanes, like little electric ones. And me and my dad would go like to the school. And it was closed and it had a big open field, and we went, and I was flying it, and then I guess the wind carried it, and it went into this very tall tree, and I like started climbing up the tree, and then I guess this isn't a good story at all.
No, I'm listening. Asher just walked up. Obviously I have the focus issue.
But my dad was like, as I was like, I don't know, it looked like 50 feet in the air as I grabbed this plane, and my dad goes, "Look at that jackass in the tree." Yeah, he just said that. Yeah. And then I went and grabbed the plane and brought it back down. But yeah,
I'm not surprised your dad called you a jackass while you were climbing, but I am surprised you climbed a tree that tall since you're scared of heights.
Yeah, I just didn't look down. I just looked up.
I can't climb trees. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I could never, like, once I got in the tree, I could do it, but, like, I never could, like, get in the tree. I needed, like, a step stool.
Oh, I always climbed trees a lot as a kid.
Well, yeah, you're, like, 9 feet tall.
Well, I wasn't always 9 feet tall. I think when I was a freshman in high school, I was, like, 5'1".
I do not believe that.
Yep, when I was like 13 or 14, and then when I hit like 15, 16, I started shooting up, I think.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine you tiny. I guess I have seen some baby pictures, but I feel like you look tall and lanky in those anyway.
Yeah, I think I went like a full, between 8th grade and senior year, or a foot or something.
That's crazy. I've been 5'3" since I was like 10 or 11.
Jeez.
Yeah, I just like...
It sucks.
I got my period at 11, so I was just like, okay, this is it. This is my body from now on.
Dang.
My boobs got bigger.
Oh, so you grew horizontally then vertically.
Yes.
So, of the story that I can remember, I think my dad used to like check me out of school without telling me before the fact. Like, I think it was middle school, or some folks call it junior high, whichever. I went to a middle school personally, and my dad came and got me from school, and he took me to this river around here in the boat, and like we pulled up somewhere on a bank, and I used to like catching rope swings and landing in the river, but this was like April, so the river was like super cold, still, it wasn't warmed up yet from summertime yet, because it takes a while. So, and I guess it must have been like in a spring, kind of, because rivers have springs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, so I got the rope swing off the tree, and I went way out into the water, let go into the river,
Gosh.
and when I hit the water, it's like jumping in like freezer water, like if a freezer was like to chilled water, or like it was that cold. It was super,
So like the polar bear jump?
yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was cold, and
You should be able to handle the polar bear jump then.
well, I don't know. I'm okay.
Also, can we talk about how your dad just pulled you out of school to go fishing?
Wasn't even fishing. We're just like riding on the boat. I don't even think we went fishing. Yeah.
That's even... So you don't even have anything productive after.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
I wish well, I guess I was homeschooled, so we could have gone boating whenever. We didn't have a boat, though.
Yeah. Oh, and also, and then I think in middle school I used to go. I had a phase where I used to BMX race.
Oh, every teenage boy had that. It seems like.
Yeah, and then we went and did that, and I think I got like 4th one time, and I got all upset because I didn't get a trophy. Like, they used to hand out trophies to people who were like 3rd or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, where's my trophy? And I didn't. They're like, yeah, you don't get one. And I was like, I think I just kind of quit doing it after that.
Yeah, you're not a good loser.
Yeah, I guess not.
You're a little too competitive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I don't know. Those were some of the stories I can remember. Do you have any other ones, Julia?
I went off a rope swing one time.
Okay.
And it was one where you, like, it's on the Mississippi River, and you're supposed to, like, skim the water, like, as you come down, and then wait to drop until you come back up, like, so you're farther out over deeper water. But obviously, I don't know how to rope swing. I have 0 upper body strength.
Oh, okay.
I'm very heavy, so I just slammed into the ground. And I couldn't walk for a few days.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was actually really scary.
Did you go to the emergency room?
Nope.
Well, maybe you should have.
Yeah, my parents weren't really into, like... We went to the doctor when we had to, but it wasn't like you only went if you really had to. We called... My mom did call our family physician, and he said it was probably... like, since I could put weight on it technically, like, I just couldn't walk while I did that. He said it was probably stress tendons, which, just from the impact, your tendons just freak out.
Oh.
So after a few days, I was able to walk. But I missed, like, this dance we have once a summer, and I missed it. It was tragic. So when I go on Survivor, there better not be any rope swing challenges, because I apparently don't know. My body just doesn't know how to do it.
Okay. All right.
I mean, lifting your legs, how are you supposed to do that when you're hanging on with your arms? It's a lot of Jill to lift.
Yeah. Well,
later that summer, my brother broke his finger on that rope swing, and then an adult hurt themselves. So someone went and took it down.
Oh,
so I was not the only one who hurt myself.
Goodness.
Yeah. Oh, Asher, honey. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, rope swings can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Depending on, because you don't know how shallow the water is in certain parts.
Yeah, I mean, we knew in this one, we just...
Right.
I don't know. It's a bunch of teenagers.
True. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something else that I did.
I think we need to wrap it up because I'm getting tired, but what's the thing you're going to miss about Asher the most? He's listening.
Probably miss his little fuzzy little ears. He kind of looks like an Ewok or something.
He does. Asher, we love you. Oh, he's looking at us. Love you. I think I'm going to miss the most of when he does this thing when he wants you to pet him, or when he's excited that you just got home, and he rubs his head on your leg like a cat. You know, he like twists around your leg, and then if you sit down, he tries to go in your knee crook, like push himself under your knee, so it's like going through a tunnel and getting his own little pets.
Oh yeah, he does do that.
I mean, he basically is a cat.
All right, so
I'm gonna miss everything about him.
Well, Jill, I wanna say thank you for coming on this week. It was a pleasure. And you know, you're a fundamental role in this podcast.
So is Asher, and now he's leaving!
Aww. Poor Jill. Poor us.
Asher, I'm gonna miss you, honey.
He's going to a better home.
I know, he's gonna be living his best life.
Well, I would like to thank my audience for supporting me, and I guess my wife has helped me on this journey with, is this the 27th episode? Wow. And, you know, like and subscribe to the podcast. If you want to be on the podcast, you can hit me up on social media, various social medias. Oh, and also please check out my wife's mainly YouTube channel, Scandals and Animals.
We highlight Asher's last weekend with us since he leaves Thursday. I'll be making a video of that tomorrow, hopefully.
And the lady who's gonna adopt Asher is gonna take over his Instagram, and what is that?
At Little Floof Woof. Little, and then FLOOFWOOF.
Yes, and if you want to be on the... I think I have somebody who wants to be interviewed, but honestly, I'm open to interview anyone, as long as you have something you want to talk about, and I'll ask you what I want to talk about. And, yeah, so...
Is that how an interview works?
Well, usually, I mean, I want somebody to...
I'm just kidding.
Alright, smart ass. Please, you know, like and subscribe on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. You can listen directly on your web browser on any device on Podbean, and just look up Ramblin' Runnels. Yes, and you can find me on various social medias. Jesse.Runnels on Instagram, Jesse_Runnels on Twitter, and simply Jesse Runnels on Facebook. So thanks for all my listeners, and I hope you guys enjoy this week's episode.